Okay everyone, this is Mike again, and in this video what I want to do is show you how I take this paracord, which is different than the Bonnie Craft cord, and make my tail fins for that little minnow that I tie. So all you need to do is cut you off a little clump from that strand of, or your big old long strand of paracord, and there is a little centerpiece in there that's made, I'm pretty sure it's made from a different material. You kind of pull that out. You may or may not have to do that. I do. So what we want to do before we start fraying out this end right here, before we fray it out, what we're going to want to do is lock it in with some, I'm using UV finish. You can use whatever you want. This stuff cures really fast with the UV light. That's why I'm using it. But anyway, what you'll want to do is pick up your paracord and then run a bead. You don't have to worry about exactly where, because once you get your bead on, you can go ahead and cut off the excess tail when you fray it out to fit the needs of the particular fly that you're going to be tying it on. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to come back probably about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to put out some UV finish here, and as I put it on, I'm turning the cord. And as the cord turns, as I turn the cord, what happens is it allows that UV finish to equal out all the way around, okay? So once it's pretty good there, I'll hit it with my light to lock in that UV right there on that part right there. Okay, and then what we're going to do, once we have that done, we'll go ahead and start pulling out the cord, the strands of the cord, with the bodkin. So we'll go ahead and take that, and like the Bonnie cord, you don't want to try and go all the way back and pull it through, because it'll just knot up on you. So you're just going to pull it out just a little bit at a time, just like that, right there. That's all you want to do. Now I'm already all the way back to that UV and then I'm going to go back to the brush that you can get. It's called a felting brush. It's used by crafters, and they make their own furs by using this brush to use felt to pull out the fibers of a sheet of felt, which you can do as well. You can buy these felts in all these different colors. Pull the fibers out of the sheet with this thing here. Make your own dubbing. You can make more dubbing than you will ever use for like 99 cents. So yeah, this is frugal. You will save money. This tool, I'll have a link to it. I bought this off of Amazon. I am extremely happy with it. There's some dubbing right there from the Bonnie Craft, which is pretty awesome. I mean, you can pull this thing here. You can pull the fibers off of just about anything. It's got the metal fingers here, and then a refining brush right here, just like a lot of us use a toothbrush on some of the things to pull out the fibers in the flies that we tie. So all we need to do is use the metal fingers to help pull out the fibers on that paracord. Now the paracord is I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody will want to make sure that I know by telling me, but I'm pretty sure that the paracord is a polyethylene or polypropylene material, whereas the Bonnie cord is a polyolefin or something like that. But it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is the end results and whatever materials I'm using, so that I can use it in fly tying. So again, this cord, I've used this, but instead of using the nylon brushes, I'm going to use a steel brush that my handle broke on, and finish pulling out the fibers to get that tail look on the end, just like that, right there. That is pretty cool. And then what I want to do, and I'm not going to tie the complete fly on this video, but what I want to do is wrap a base of thread on, and I'm not doing it exactly right here. I'm just doing this for quick purposes of showing you what you're going to want to do to get this this tail tied in. Now, you don't want to tie it in on top like this, because that'll just put this cord on top, and it could possibly spin on you while you're either fishing it or tying on the rest of the materials. So what you want to do is find the place about where you're wanting that cord to be tied in at the back bend of the hook, right at the shank, because you want it to go straight. You want it to go straight back off of the shank. Okay. So what I'm going to do is grab it right where I think it needs to be, and this is going to get covered up, so it's no big deal. I'm going to hit it with a dot right there so that I know that's how long I want my tail to be. Okay, so after we do that, I'm going to put it back up here where the tail is, and then I'm going to go a little bit further and grab my scissors and cut off this piece of the cord right to where this this is right here. Now, I'm not going to do the same thing on this end that I did with the tail end with the UV finish to keep it from fraying out, because when I fray this, what I'm doing is I want to get all those fibers to wrap evenly around the hook shank, and that will allow that material to be evenly distributed around the shank, and it's going to hold it, it's going to bite into it a lot better, and it will not spin on you. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to use our, if I can find it, my trusty old bodkin, and pull out the fibers. Now when you're doing this, you do not need to use your felting tool to pull it out the rest of the way, because this stuff's getting covered up with the thread anyway. So I'm going to put this on here just like this so that it's on both sides. Now what I do want to do is I want to try and make sure that my tail has that shape on the back that's in the right direction. I don't want the tail to be like this. I want it to be like this. So I'm going to grab it, bring the strands down onto the hook, do a light wrap, check it to make sure that it's all the way around the hook, just like that. And then I'm going to finish off the wraps a little bit tighter, and then as I go forward, I will wrap lighter wraps, and then finish it up just like so. And then that way I've got my body tied in, and it's ready to take your EP fibers or the Bonnie Craft cord that you made your own fibers with, and finish out the fly, which we will do in another video later. Now one of the things I want to kind of touch on here, that I'll probably touch on as well in the video to tie this fly, is don't really worry about any stragglies here, because you can you'll be covering that up anyway with the material, the EP fiber material. And that's it. Right there is how you do the tails. Once you get this part here, you can do this as a woolly worm. Just wrap you some chenille on there and a some hackle, and put some eyes on it. You got yourself a minnow. I mean, what I do is just throw material on a hook and see, just to see what sticks. And I think I do a pretty good job of what it is that I do without following any patterns. If you see something that I tie, and I don't have a video on it, just be creative. Just grab some materials and try and figure them out. That's the fun of it. And make yourself some flies, because I guarantee no matter what you tie up, you take it out in the water, it's going to catch fish. Anyway, this is Mike. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.